What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Laugh in Death podcast. I am your co-host today. My name is Alex.
What's up? I'm Dave.
I'm Fern.
And we got Special Fanky back in the house.
Hey.
For the second time on microphone, because we've hung out with him before this. I mean, without the mic. So
yeah,
and those conversations were great too.
Yeah, I just got shunned to the side. I was in the corner just looking at you guys talk and just.
No.
Yeah, I was embracing you guys like, oh my god, they finally talked to me again since the last time we did this.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wouldn't pick on Alex,
yeah, dude.
True that. Yeah,
because I'm two of you stacked.
It makes sense. It does make sense.
Anyway, thanks for coming back and listening to us, guys. Make sure to follow us on on Instagram at Laugh in Death Podcast. Check us out on youtube.com/laughindeath. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share our videos on YouTube. We have some cool little effect stuff that some of our editors, David and Fernie, all in-house, are doing on the videos. Make sure to check us out on iTunes and Spotify and wherever you listen to your podcasts. And stream us too. It's all on the audio side. Just listen to us while you're driving to work or whatever you may be doing. But we are back in the business with Special Fanky. Real quick, did you want to plug in the beginning of your Twitch?
Oh, yeah, of course.
What was your Twitch, man? You stream for
My
us.
Twitch is Special Frankie 21, Twitch TV.
Ooh.
That's it.
And what do you play normally?
Right now, just Call of Duty, waiting for the next one, of course. Waiting for the next Call of Duty, but right now it's just all blackout mode,
I'm not excited about that Call of Duty, honestly.
Have
y'all heard about that one?
Yeah, we talked about it last time.
Oh, yeah, we did, right? I was like, is there a Battle Royale? Nah.
No, there's not going to be any. Apparently, it's supposed to have like a dark twist to it, but I mean, in general, I'm kind of excited for it. See what's up.
Seems cool. So, how are y'all doing, man? How have you been, man?
I'm good, you guys. Been chilling, working a lot. Working mornings, so I get out, take a nap by accident. It's not my choice. I just accidentally go to sleep.
Take a nap, take a brewski.
Yeah, take a couple brewskis at Coasties, and then take a little napsies and not wake up for like 10 o'clock at night.
So, how do you feel about the reoccurrence of this meme of the Area 51 Storm Area 51 thing? How do you feel about it specifically right now? I want to know your reaction.
Oh, I think it's hilarious, dude. Like, I mean, I hope nobody goes. 'Cause I really think people are gonna get shot. But low key, I would hope somebody Facebook Lives that thing. Like, I want to see something go down.
It's gonna be the next Fire Fest. Like, everybody's gonna show up. Everybody's expecting this big moment, and it's gonna be like a bunch of nerds standing around like
around a massive fence that's just like
not wanting to talk to each other because they're so awkward. They're just like
yeah. Do you think people will actually go through with it?
I pray to God that they do.
That would be like the biggest thing to happen
ever.
And ever. I think since I don't know whether it be negative or not, but if it just people going, that would be like the weirdest shit ever.
Like I seriously hope that it happens because like I don't think they can use deadly force against civilians. I think they'd have to use either rubber bullets but I did hear that the U.S. Air Force has signed on to protect.
Oh yeah,
Area 51.
They're taking it seriously. They're not like fucking around. They're not like, oh, it's just a meme. Like no, we should be taking this seriously, and they should.
Yeah, I saw on posts where it's like, oh yeah, like Air Force is saying that we will shoot you if you try crossing. Like, it's no doubt about it. So don't do it.
Could somehow the next revolution be started by just a meme?
Dude,
that would be.
I didn't think about it like that. Oh my
shit, man!
Have you guys heard of the Bernstein Bear like the Mandela effect? I really think we're in the Mandela effect right now. Like, there's a lot of things that's just like that shouldn't fucking work. Like, why is this a thing? And then it's a thing,
and it's happening.
Yeah, just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. I think like if something bad happens and people show up and there's some like people, you can't trust anybody, dude. Like, who knows what kinds of humans are out there and what kind of mindset they have. But if they're trying to storm actual gates or whatever it might be at Area 51, there has to be some type of defense. And then to see that happen and kind of maybe if it happens and it unfolds, like, that's kind of insane to think about. If something like this is a massive thing that can really overthrow anything. And just from a fucking meme.
You guys think this is a government meme, though? You think they did this on purpose? I know the little...
Reverse psychology,
like, oh, you guys should totally come. And then, like, they just really want you to come because they really want to shoot you. Population's a thing right now.
Overpopulation.
Sure. Overpopulation.
But you don't think that would put, like, all the power in the people's favor? If they do this and the government does, like... start killing U.S. civilians for storming.
I get your theory of like, hey, come on, everybody come here, but the only people that are gonna show up are fucking nerds with no girlfriends. Like they're not gonna repopulate.
They're the future scientists, man. They shouldn't do it. That's NASA.
What if this is the government's way of introducing
the
aliens to humanity?
Well, we talked about it last time. We're talking about it last time when the Navy's like releasing all this footage and stuff, and then we talked about Tom DeLonge. That show that from that footage I was showing you guys, that show is produced by Tom DeLonge. So our story is kind of like intersected with that even more. Like this whole History Channel show is being produced by Tom DeLonge. Like he's the one leading the revolution. The revolution of like exposing all these military UFO recordings and stuff. And there is a theory that this is their way of the military to be like, hey, just nudge people forward, because if they find it on their own, it's gonna be better than like, hey, this happened and we have this technology and blah blah blah. And they're like, how come nobody told us? And if you find out, you feel accomplished. You know, you feel like you did something.
I know, but it could, like Alex said, it could start a revolution where if anybody were to die during this event, like
there's gonna be parades.
The U.S. the American people are gonna be like, well, what the fuck are you all hiding?
Yeah,
and it could start a revolution that way. Like there should be transparency, which I don't believe there should be transparency, because obviously there needs to be confidentiality and stuff like that. But I'm so fucking enthralled with this shit, dude. It's so interesting to me.
Okay, I have a question for you. Are you gonna pay to go? Just say it go where in Area 51 nearby and just watch people go. Like, are you gonna be in the background?
Oh fuck no! I'm gonna watch it live, dude. Dude, I guarantee you, it's gonna be at the homepage of YouTube or somebody who's
on Amazon. Get it now on Amazon Prime. Storming Area 51. Get your
imagine
your virtual seat.
What if the influencers went out there like Casey Neistat?
They are gonna go for sure.
And they get there and they fucking live stream the shit out of this.
The only thing I think is gonna happen is people are gonna show up. It's gonna be food trucks. There's gonna be like like tents selling like merch and shit, and it's gonna become this whole like just outside of Area 51, outside the gates. It's gonna become this big party.
And it'll be a yearly thing.
Yeah,
it'll just be
and then every year it's like Area 51 Fest. Like, let's fucking hang out.
So anybody could have started this event. It could have been the actual like owners of the shops nearby. Like, hey,
just fucking bored one day, just fucking around. Like,
dude. And because of them, they're gonna make their yearly quotas, man. You know,
because it started on Facebook, and like nobody uses Facebook anymore except like older people. So it's like probably some white dude that's fucking bored, like you said, just it's gonna be funny. And then it cut on. He's like, oh fuck.
To go deeper into this meme of this Area 51 thing, like people putting I know people are making it of celebrities, but it's like the Snapchat little thing. Like when you type something on Snapchat and they put like Chuck Norris is going and Keanu Reeves, like, oh, we're fucked now. Like,
Arnold,
count me in.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I saw the one with The Office where it was like Dwight.
Oh yeah,
all four of them. Jim, nope.
Nope.
This is one thing I wanted to talk about this whole like the event date, which became the meme, like Storm Area 51. They can't stop us all. This was a meme a couple like months back, even a year back ago, like where it was kind of random shit. Like everybody yell something. Everybody yell, "I hate you" at the sun. I don't know, like really random events. It was like a meme where like people were making events, like dates, and people would RSVP and be going, but it's all bullshit. And then this resurfaced with Area 51, which is weird. Like, and this really caught on.
They also had the one with hurricane, the one in Florida.
Harvey,
I think. No, not Harvey. The one in Florida, like, or around that area. They're like shoot at the hurricane so it can go away.
At the hurricane, so it can go away. Some stupid shit. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that or like point fans towards the hurricane to blow it back that way.
Like, why was it? I feel like this is way much a bigger thing than that was.
Well, I mean, Joe Rogan even posted like not an apology, but like a, hey, dude, be serious about this. Like, don't go raid Area 51. Don't go risk your life for the stupidity, the stupid meme or whatever. Because he did talk about it on his podcast, saying like, he's like, yeah, why don't people just go do that? Like, what is the government hiding? Blah blah blah. And then like a day later, he posts that like that. Look, guys, it was just for exactly. He released a statement or whatever, and I was just like, come on, man. Like he used this platform, which I think he has like 18 million listeners or whatever, just on audio, like, and he's like one of the biggest podcasts out there, and then like he used that influence, and then people are like, oh fuck yeah, America, dude. Like America.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I pray to God that something happens, because this is fucking history. Like, honestly,
it will be history. I mean, no one's. It says they said that people have tried yearly to do it to sneak in, but I don't think it's ever become like a mass thing where a group of people are gonna they're not gonna hide. They're just gonna bum rush the freaking fence and just run for it.
But it's so funny because people think it's like, oh, we just have to get through the fence. It's like, no, it's still like you get through the fence, and then there's miles of fucking desert still, and then there's like mountaintops, and I'm pretty sure everything is underground also. So it's just like,
see, what we got to consider though is like all the Naruto runners though.
Yeah,
we have to consider that run, dude. If they do that, dude.
Because it's part of the posting. Like if you all run Naruto style, like we run faster than the bullet. So it's a fucking meme. Like it's not like a serious thing, but people just ignore that part, or they take that too seriously. Like, oh yeah, we can. And I think Area 51 on Facebook or like a certain like military or government agency had to put out a statement like Naruto running will not make you faster than our bullets. Like,
oh my god, like it's serious.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think we need to test that out. Like, we'll just let it happen,
Dude.
Let them sort themselves out, man.
So if there's like death and shit, like it'll be pretty fucked up,
dude. Because imagine like what kind of obviously I'm just thinking. What do you need to protect this place? Cell phone jammers to prevent communication. Probably after the fence, there's fucking landmines in the fucking...
You think so?
What about those sound wave guns?
That's only Incredible Hulk, dude.
Not just Incredible. Like it is a thing, though.
The brown noise thing.
What?
Does it make you shoot yourself?
Yeah, it makes you shoot. Yeah, it's exactly what it does.
Shit yourself.
Yeah, it makes you like feel uncomfortable and like I gotta go home, you guys.
Oh fuck, I wouldn't make it.
But
like, there's the gun's not even on. I'm sorry, guys, I tried.
and the additional memes coming out from this also like. And it's like me and my homie after escaping Area 51.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
And then they're like driving around like in a big souped up like spaceship looking car.
Yeah,
Is this the first like memeception-ish type thing where it's getting deeper into the one Area 51?
Dude,
event?
they already got into the baby swear. My favorite one's that little baby alien in the hallway. It's like my baby alien telling me he threw up on his bed at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Fuck, like, bro. It's perfect.
I guess. All right. Okay. To continue this trend of things that are trending now. If anything, I just literally saw when we went to go out to eat right now. I saw somebody already with 2 different pictures side by side. They shared this post and it said, one day everybody's talking about raiding Area 51 and now everybody's trying to be 80 years old. And they're doing that FaceApp, the fucking filter app where you can change yourself into being old. So I'm already like, is that already the first like strike down like Area 51 shit is old? Or is it going to continue to go? But I saw that and I wanted to talk about that too. Have you seen that FaceApp thing that people are doing, like turning themselves old? Have y'all done it?
No, I'm too scared of the
I'm
government.
not going to do it.
Yeah, the government knows.
I already did way too much. I did a bunch of photos. Like, oh,
you got your booty hole, your feet, you drew faces on your
everything,
hands.
Because like even besides this one, they always do like scan your face and see which celebrity you look like the most, or like if you scan your face in, you get the filters on Snapchat and all this shit. So it's like it's a thing they're already doing, but it's just like, hey, it's you can share it with your friends. It's fun. Like, like don't worry about it. You're just giving us all your information of your face.
Could this be working hand in hand with Area 51 with that whole raid? And they'll be like, we have everybody's information. If they raid us, we have their fucking faces.
What are they releasing aliens that look like us?
Dude, that's where they want us to go.
Holy
They
shit.
fake live stream it, kill everybody there, and then replace the people that died with aliens.
Oh my fucking
Replace
god!
aliens, and they cut out all of our dreams and goals, and they just keep us in the system just to work as slaves for real.
Dude, that's oh my god. Have y'all seen the movie? What's it called? World's End.
Yeah.
Not with James Franco. The other one with the guys from Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
Where they're going to the
Oh,
pubs
yeah.
and they're
Oh, yeah.
all basic robots, just aliens. I'm sorry, just trying to do their daily duties and that's it.
That's gonna be us.
That's gonna be us, bro.
That's fucked up. Did you think about, or what would you say about the thing with the FaceApp, the Russian thing?
Oh,
What is
it's a hoax, but like they were saying that because since the FaceApp was created by a Russian company, that it could be taking our data, uploading all of our photos, like sending all of our personal data to the Russians.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either, because like typically with an app like this, it says, "Do you accept our term of service? Please sign in with your email." Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, this didn't.
This did not do that. It was like a
me.
clean app that was just like, all right, start it here.
It
There was
was just- it
one
was-
screen that says, "Would you like the premium version?"
There was one that said, "What are your list of fears?" and that's it.
What is your
Really no.
What is your deep darkest secret?
And then it did ask like, for push notifications. If it would ask me for my location, then that would have been fucking
dude.
creepy.
They're gonna get a big old UPS box. It's like, what the fuck?
All it asked was, do you allow it to use your camera on mine? That's it.
Yeah,
that is it. And
there's somebody that went through on Twitter that went through the terms of service, and it's like you give permission for FaceApp by selecting these terms. Like once you agree with the app, it's like they can use your face and your likeness for whatever they want, basically. So they can put your face like on an ad
for a cigarette box.
For like hemorrhoids. Like, oh, I have hemorrhoids, and they doesn't.
Do I get a cut?
No, because you gave them you gave them your information.
The rights.
I only did 2 pictures, and then this morning I got that. I saw the ad, and I'm like, fuck.
That's fucking crazy.
Fuck.
Dude, you're so messed up.
That makes me think about everything else that may be coming in the future, or like anything else is being created now with apps and face recognition and shit. Like you're literally signing away your human, your existing rights. Like you as a person, as a human being, and your facial features. Like it's fucking weird.
Well, you know what? Like Trump, maybe this is one of the Trump schemes, dude. Fucking, I'm sorry to be conspiracy theorist again, but like, what if? Because remember when he was like grab her by the pussy, or whatever. He's like, I didn't say that. He's like, I never said that, whatever. They manipulated my voice, blah, blah, blah. There's no cameras. There's nothing like that.
He's
like,
starting
nothing to prove it. Dude, because remember that fucking Lime something, that fucking app that you would say a few sentences in your own voice, and then you could type out whatever you want, and it would talk, and it sound exactly like
it's like Photoshop for your voice. You feed it the information, and then it kind of like repeats it back. There's a whole video of Joe Rogan.
It creates a whole vocabulary of yourself.
That's right. That's where
I have that app somewhere. Let me see. The name of it.
This is a whole video where it's just Joe Rogan talking, and he's saying like random stuff like, "Oh, I have this chimp," and blah blah. It's stuff that it's words he's said before, but not in that sentence. Like they put it all together, and it sounds kind of choppy because it's still kind of like new technology
in its infancy. Yeah.
But like if you don't know what's going on, and you're just listening to it, you're like, oh, that sounds pretty weird. But like it's him talking. Like
it's called Lyrebird, Lyre bird, one word. Lyrebird. That's
you have that on your phone?
No. I typed it out because this was one of the topics I wanted to talk about.
You got the Face app. You got the Lyrebird.
Dude, they have everything.
Do you even exist? What the fuck?
I do, dude.
What if we're already in Area 51 now?
Holy shit.
What if this is Area 51?
Yeah, you just see some kids breaking us out like, what the fuck?
We're just in a simulation.
Yeah.
We're in the Matrix, baby.
It's like that scene from Finding Nemo when there's Darla with the little girl?
Yeah,
with a bag of fishes and just looking up at her like, and shaking the bag. We're going to be those fishes in the bag.
Dude, earthquake in California. Yeah. That's what it was, baby.
Oh, yeah, that was another thing that just came up recently. There was like back-to-back earthquakes, right?
Yeah.
But were they really bad? Like, I didn't honestly see too much.
I think
it
was
a 6.9. One went up to 7.1.
Somebody was saying that the 7.11 was the same magnitude as the one in Mexico City, like in the 80s, that caused a whole bunch of damage and like kind of like put the city back a lot. And they were saying like how it's happening in California and there's minimal damage because just the way like the technology now and the way the houses are built and like foundations and stuff is like we made so much advancements in like that earthquake technology, I guess, but it's still catastrophic if you're not ready for it. Like, 'cause there's roads that are like they're straight and then after the earthquake they're like a couple feet apart, like just like
a gap literally in between,
or a gap, or they're just like offset, like it's so weird how that happens. The ground just shifts under you. Would you like to be in an earthquake? Like,
I don't know.
I want to experience it at least once.
People were saying I was getting into like learning about like natural disaster and shit, and a lot of people say they have more fear towards something they can't see. Like an earthquake, you feel it. You can't really see it, I guess, unless you see objects moving around. But like compared to a tornado or something, you can see this massive thing.
Because you know if it's going away from you or coming towards you.
Yeah, compared to an earthquake,
how long it lasts.
It's just a movement you feel. I've never been in an earthquake, so what would you think you would fear more? Seeing a hurricane, the winds come through so strong, or like feeling an earthquake?
Well, it's kind of like the fear of being on a boat, like being a fear of the water, because like you don't know what's under you. That I think like not being able to see it would be more scary than actually seeing something happen.
I've never seen a tornado.
Yeah, you gotta fear the unknown. You know, if you can't, I think I'll be more scared of not seeing it. I mean, I mean, we live here in the valley. You know, there's a little hurricane here and there. We use the winds, rain, right? That's fine. I can step outside and like see lightning. Okay, go back inside. You know, it's all right. But with an earthquake, I don't know if I'll panic or like, oh shit, look, go! I gotta find my desk. Where's my desk? You know, when I'm in the shower, looking for a desk. I'll probably panic or something.
Or go into a hallway of your elementary school.
Yeah, dude, just like go run like a mile away to your elementary school and just.
Why the fuck were they like? What was so safe of those areas?
It wasn't. It was just so they can pick it up real easy.
The teachers were like, "Get the fuck out of our way." The teachers go first.
Like all the kids go down. All the teachers went to the bunker downstairs with all the food. Fuck these kids. Yeah, you're in the Pasco.
They're in the classroom just fucking, just like,
yeah.
Get your head down. Cover your ears. Some guys in the hallway with the fan. Oh, it's so windy in here. So windy outside too.
Jesus Christ. I guess I was listening to Chris D'Elia talk about the earthquake thing, and I guess he's lived in California long enough to just be like, it's just an earthquake.
All he does is pick up his cereal bowl and just.
It's just like whatever. Like I guess people are just used to it. I guess so because how you say I can see how maybe advancements in like carpentry, like building shit, the foundations can absorb this fucking energy. But has there ever been any sort of earthquake in Texas? Like.
I don't know about Texas. I know they had like in Oklahoma once they started fracking, like because what they do is I think they inject the water in the earth to get like natural gas or like oil pressure out. Yeah. And according to other research they've done, like it doesn't cause earthquakes, but because it's research from the company itself, they can pretty much say whatever they want. And it's like no, like other people are just like no, it's correlating with fracking and increased earthquakes that are not natural because it never happened there before, or it's rare that it happened in the area.
Yeah, and that's happening also in West Texas. My brother's over there too, and he was letting me know that over there, if you actually get a plane view or like a flat view of the actual land, it's just a bunch of dips where they were inject water and all the natural fuels are already out. Now there's it's deflating from the other side. Yeah.
Do you think the Earth is just pissed at us?
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
Well, this is back when I was in high school, and then before all the doomsday type movies came out, like Twister and
Day After Tomorrow
and all that shit. Like they were saying, like, dude, fucking California's gonna break off because there's so many earthquakes. It's gonna break off by like 2005, 2006, and then
2019, we still here, bitch. Right?
Exactly. So, but it's still like it was like, oh fuck, like,
yeah.
And then like you would hear things like, oh yeah, the fucking South Padre Island by year 2024 is gonna be underwater because it's sinking or whatever. And I don't know. It's just like they used to scare the shit out of us. And they also talked about flying cars back in the day. Like none of that shit has happened. Yeah. But I do fear that there's going to be a really bad
catastrophic
event.
Something.
Yeah. Because I remember back when we worked with Nate would tell us about some trench that there's supposed to be an earthquake so powerful, but I told him, like, dude, nothing makes sense. Because he was like, no, man, it's going to happen from, like, Philly all the way to, like, El Paso. And it's going to cut the United States in half. It's going to be called the Mariana Trench or something like that. And he's like, that's why FEMA has these places in, like, Iowa or in, like, Wisconsin or whatever.
Along that new border.
That new border, yeah, where there's going to be, like, millions of, like, plastic not sarcophagus, but coffins. He's like, no, man, they're stocking up. They're ready. It's going to happen.
Yeah, that was a big conspiracy theory.
What's that?
Yeah, apparently FEMA was waiting for one of these like catastrophic events to happen, and they had all these fucking coffins ready to go.
I mean, I believe it.
But is that like something to be paranoid about, of them stocking up to prepare?
Or think about it this,
like catastrophe?
Would you
this was also after Katrina.
Would you be like more pissed if they weren't prepared and it happened?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, it's that, and like, why didn't they tell us?
I mean, if they're telling you like this might happen, and you're like, oh, it hasn't happened. It hasn't happened since they said anything, but they still have to say something like, hey, this could happen, and it didn't happen.
I think
okay, no big
nobody
deal.
wants to bestow fear upon their society.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely.
Like there was that like tropical storm in Louisiana a couple of days ago.
Oh, that's right.
And it was supposed to be super bad and like flooding everywhere. I haven't heard anything of it. Like I have
a single thing.
I mean, Area 51 shit taking it.
Yeah, dude, Area 51
by storm. Pun intended.
So I don't know. But real quick, touching back on Area 51, what other place would you want to raid? Like if you had the choice, like just
Does it have to be like real, like 100%
No,
real?
it could be whatever place, fictional or anything.
Castle Black.
I don't know. I can't think of anything else.
I mean, I heard a rumor of a old man once told me that there's actual like railroads under us. That it's going from like Chicago to like over here in Texas of a train just running shipment for armies and stuff like that. You know, they're doing stuff underground.
Oh yeah, I've heard that too.
I would like if that was a thing, and I like to see that over Area 51, being that it's under our feet. Area 51, you know where it's at, you know. But
Us, fucking.
What?
Remember Us, the movie with Jordan Peele's movie?
That was a weird gap.
Because he's talking about like
underground bunkers, yeah,
underground railroad thing. It's like a weird. That movie was kind of weird, but that kind of made me think of that. Huh. That's kind of interesting.
Well, also like we just I don't know if you all watch Stranger Things, but like
it's upside down.
Not the upside down, but like I asked my wife, I'm like, do you really think that there's like elevators that take you like miles beneath the surface where they have like facilities and stuff like that? And I don't know. I just think about like what the fuck, like
what don't we know?
Things out there, yeah, exactly.
Dude, I've left Texas to Oklahoma once. Like I've never been outside of Texas. What the fuck is out there?
Somebody was joking around on Twitter like instead of raiding Area 51, we should storm FAFS like the
border at the Falfurias.
No. The what's it called? The where you get the student loans things.
Financial aid.
Yeah, we should raid the financial aid offices and erase all the student debt. Like.
All the information
support.
Fuck. That would be good.
I saw the other one where it's like we should all rush the border so my uncle can cross.
He's gonna get over here anyway.
He don't need a rush.
He is the alien.
That was the fucking one of the best memes that came out of this whole fucking Area 51 thing.
Oh yeah, the one is it like, oh mom, can we stop at Area 51 to pick up an alien? We already have aliens at home, mijo, and it's like your tío. He's like,
He's all sweaty. Yeah. You put him up.
We have aliens at home.
Yeah.
It's the best shit ever.
Fancy.
Got any weekly nuts for us this week, Alex?
That's the fucking.
This week in the weekly nut.
So I do have a weekly nut. It was really.
God damn it!
It was really good. I think it was good in the sense of how I didn't.
You felt afterwards?
I felt ashamed of myself.
That's how good it was.
Yeah, but I didn't think that I would be. I didn't realize how turned on I would be by this specific type of video that I saw. So it was this video. It was like a 6-minute video, but it was literally, of course, a guy and a girl. They were in a Tesla, and the caption was literally "Tesla drives itself." Wow. So they were in the Tesla, and it was driving itself, and they were straight up getting it on. And I was like, wow. And I try to put myself in those shoes, like. Dude, that'd be kind of cool. There's no waste of time anymore. Like, you could just get to where you need to go and get the nut, bro. You know, like, it's fucking perfect.
Was it titled Fast and Furious or anything?
We typed in Area 51 and we was getting it on our way to Area 51.
Oh man! Instead of like, you know, just I put my car in autopilot and I was doing work that I needed to finish. Or I was reading a book that I was so enthralled. Yeah. No, you're just fucking like getting
straight
it
up.
on.
Yeah, straight up.
Straight up.
That was my weekly nut.
Oh man, I have a weekly nut from Reddit, and it's the title's called "Today I Fucked Up by Performing the Major Tom." It's like if you aren't familiar with the Major Tom, it's because it's a thing I hopefully came up with. It's a form of autoerotic asphyxiation by using gravity. Basically, you jack off normally, but before you nut, you squat down as low as you can and breathe short, shallow breaths while still whacking it. So you jerking off, you squat down, and then just... And then this part is called getting into the shuttle. As you nut, you jump from that squatting position as fast as you possibly fucking can and hold your breath. This is considered the takeoff. If performed correctly, you should become very lightheaded and experience pure bliss due to the orgasm of your cock rocket. This is called being in space, due to the fact that you feel like you're floating. This is a technique that should only be performed by professionals in a controlled environment. I, however, am not a professional despite creating the technique. You see, by hyperventilating and jumping up, you literally are cutting off your brain from oxygen. No oxygen equals no consciousness. When I took off, I fucking jumped at Mach 50 and must have ripped a fucking hole in the goddamn space-time continuum. Because the next thing I know, I was laying down on the ground, my dick out, covered my space juices from my trip around the sun. Sorry. Before I could pick myself up off the ground, my mom rushed to my room to see if I was okay. She heard my re-entry. This part is called disappointing your mother. You could just imagine the scene she walked into. She stared at me with a mix of disgust, anger, and again disappointment. I stared back at her with what I thought was confidence, like I was Buzz Aldrin, just getting back from the moon. But I think back on it, I was probably embarrassed and desperately trying to put my space plane back in the hangar while getting to my feet as quickly as possible. So yeah, this guy just invented a technique where he jacks off, jumps, gets lightheaded, and I guess he just lost consciousness, so he fell on the ground.
Like as soon as he went up, he went down. His blood stayed up there. His knees were wobbly. Just
basically, that's not the weekly nut. That's the week of the century,
dude.
What's the next voyage? The final. Frontier?
What's the next meme? You know, what's the next Area 51 in this category? You know, that's an Area 51 in this category. You know, who would have thought somebody came up with that?
Straight the fuck up.
I wonder, like, was he singing a song and like there was like a slow motion when he's in midair, like call it Major Tom, you know, like just going up and down and just flat.
And that's this weekly nut. that was pretty interesting though.
That was a crazy like who would have thought somebody comes up with that kind of
Reddit,
thing?
bro.
I mean, if you want to try it, just let us know how it goes.
Dude, no,
I'm not a professional.
Next time y'all meet, like I'm gonna wait for this story to come on and I'm just gonna skip through like, hey, where's this part at?
But Reddit, you'll find all kinds of crazy shit on there. Is there anything Area 51 related on Reddit?
No, not yet. Maybe the time comes around, you'll see a bunch of posts of people being there.
After the Facebook Live event happens.
Or it's gonna be like, today I fucked up, I fucking an alien.
Well, have you all seen Jay and Silent and Bob? Have you seen that meme yet? Where it's like, there he goes, man. That guy fucked a Martian.
Oh yeah. He fucked a Martian, man. Yeah. Shit.
That's so fucking bad.
See, my brother was confused by the whole meme thing because he was like, "Oh, what does it mean by the cheek clappers?" And I was like, "Oh, those are guys interested in fucking an alien, bro." He's like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, dudes, come on. So now it's the Naruto runners. It's Keanu Reeves up top, you know, giving the grounds like what's the directions where to go, and at the back it's the cheek clappers. So you're not gonna risk them. They go after the rock throwers, you know. That's what's up."
Oh my god.
And the Kyle's go in the front. He's like, "Why the Kyle's like, dude, come on." He's like, because they put sheetrock, and I'm like, dude, exactly, man. Hopefully Area 51's made of sheetrock, dude. Shit going down, you know.
Bunch of Kyle's hyped on Monster.
Yeah, dude. And on a meme, I saw a comment where somebody put, I heard from my connections at the Monsters Incorporated that they were actually gonna supply extra stuff around that area of monsters, just so make sure everybody can get at least 10 doses of the monster can. No. And I was like, I mean, if I believe it or not, man. I mean, if I was Monster, I'd do something just to crack jokes.
Yeah, just to like.
Your name's out there. You're part of the Kyles, you know.
Yeah,
get a mascot.
Anytime there's a stunt, I don't mean to continue on the shit, but anytime there's big stunts like this, like it's a big thing for brand marketing. You know, like who knows who's gonna fucking pop off.
Did you see the fucking Kool-Aid man or the Kool-Aid Twitter? They're like, "Oh, we're going to Area 51. Government. Oh no, me. Oh yeah." It's a Kool-Aid man busting through Area 51 walls, like
I didn't see that. No, what the fuck?
Oh man, yeah, it's so good. I really want something just to happen. Maybe nothing bad, but
nothing bad. I want to see if people actually gather and then maybe it becomes a fucking
you know, having cookouts, you know, cooking weird meats outside. And then you Coachella, just a bunch of strange techno going on outside. You know, that weird German guy sweating, you know, going crazy at it.
You never know, man. What if they don't rush it this year, but then they just do this every year going forward?
Just get
then it's just like, is this going to be the year?
Just get an inch closer every year.
They just keep getting drunk and like, today's the day. Nah, next time, you know, next time. We got this next time.
No, man. I think it's going to be epic. I can't wait.
Lately, I've seen a lot of people like driving, and this dude was like going super slow. I was like, what the fuck? And I passed him. He's fucking reading a newspaper while fucking driving. Like,
it wasn't a Tesla?
No.
I don't think he knows you need a Tesla to do that.
It does a big old truck, and it's like
he drew a T on the front.
Oh, it's like that Family Guy skit where he's driving and he puts a comic book in front of him. And she's like, "Are you driving?" Yeah. And then like she's like, "I'm telling you need to start driving." But he's looking at Lois and he busts out the comic book in front of her.
It's like that scene in Anchorman 2. It's like, "Oh yeah, don't worry about it. I put the van in cruise control." And it's like, I don't think that means what you think it means. And then they fucking roll over.
Slow motion. A buddy of mine, wrecked his truck, his dad's truck, while having phone sex. He hit a cement truck from behind. True story.
He was
While
trying to
having
get it from
phone sex?
behind.
Oh, he's having phone. Yeah, he was having phone sex.
Was he driving though?
Yes, he was
Oh,
driving.
okay. Just make sure it wasn't in the back or something. You know, cement getting rolled in the cement truck.
I don't know why or how that happened, but yeah. I remember him calling me, telling me, like, dude, I just fucking wrecked my dad's truck. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, having phone sex. I was like, you fucking idiot.
What the fuck?
No, there's this dude at the there was ago. He was we were at the light, and he was just like it looked like he was like jerking off, and I looked over. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Because he was just like, you know. And then fucking like he looks over at me, and I'm just looking at him, and we're just like locking eyes, right? And then he like, I guess he realized what it looked like. Fucking pulls out one of those like little Lucas paletas. When we put it in Lucas, he's just like,
Son of a bitch! What the fuck?
He thought he had finger shake weights in his hand, you know?
Because it clots, right?
Yeah.
Like when it's real dry, you get.
It's like a pack of cigarettes trying to wake up the cancer, you know? What's going on here?
hello.
No, literally yesterday when I was going back home from work, or I was going to Applebee's, and I was talking on the phone, but I was on the highway, right? And I see a car in front of me, like every other second it was going in and out of the lanes. I was like, what the fuck? And I look in, and it's just the girl, and her phone brightness is so bright, and her phone brightness is so bright, she's just like this. Like I'm driving right next to her, like I'm like, what the fuck?
And you're holding your beer
doing?
like, dude, she doesn't care about anybody. You're holding your beer in one hand.
Nah, I was talking on the phone, and then I'm looking at her, and she's just like this.
If you ever like even honk at her or anything, she'll be like, what the fuck?
I honked at her.
What'd she
Oh,
say?
yeah?
She didn't turn around or anything.
She's just too busy looking at her phone.
Yeah.
Huh, that happens.
Yeah.
Or people who do their makeup like while they're driving, like that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's just wake up early.
Well, people that do
Oh, yeah, that's
or people that do anything else other than driving. Like,
literally.
yeah, I put my phone like in between my legs, just like in there.
And you hope somebody calls?
No, just just so I won't like mess with it or like it won't fall, and I'm just like trying to reach for it or whatever.
Oh, dude, speaking of, I guess this can tie into what another thing I want to talk about. There's a sign right by my house on a billboard of Whataburger. It says, order now, or order a burger on our app, just not right now.
Oh.
Because you've seen it while you're driving around. I was like, oh, that's dope. And I was like, fuck you, Chicago. Nah.
Well, did y'all see that video from La Jolla where like some guys were throwing boxes of stuff out of the Whataburger truck?
Oh, that's right.
He's just tossing shit. Like when you realize you work with Chicago now, and he's just tossing all the
That's
boxes out,
fucked
dude.
up. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I really don't care. It's still like a Texas thing. But I saw a bunch of things on Twitter where it's like, wow, they're really coming for us. And it's like I guess some store in Chicago or like Illinois, and it has like, what is it? Because it says Whataburger since 1950, whatever the fuck, and it says Whataburger from Chicago since 2019, and it's like, or it has the Illinois flag with the Texas colors, with the Texas colors, no, with the Whataburger colors, and like they're making merch of like, oh, we took your Whataburger from you, like, you know.
Yeah, dude.
Like the come and take it flag with the cannon. It's like, we took it.
Yeah, like we just took Whataburger just to show you what's up, like what we can do, you know. Like next thing is like they're taking something. The next thing is HEB, and I was like, damn.
No,
I was like,
not HEB.
I was like, damn, these guys want everything from us. It's
We just got self-checkout lanes. We're not fucking losing that shit. They just added self-checkout lanes to some of the HEBs in San Benito.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the one wants to go to.
But I don't really care about the Whataburger thing. Like I still like Whataburger, but I'm not all.
I'm in love with Whataburger, but it's more of a like. Don't get me wrong, it's like another meme happening. Dude. If I get my order wrong, I'm gonna be like, "You fucking Chicago, dude! Like, you know, y'all fucking shit up over here, you know."
New owner, new you. Fuck.
Yeah,
It's literally just a meme. Like, dude, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to be rich anymore, dude. I want to be famous. I just want to be a fucking meme.
Like meme lord.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen that?
become a meme.
Have you seen the meme where it's like, what does it mean when you're the top fan under your comment
Oh
section?
yeah,
Like,
if you like share a lot of shit or interact with a
yeah,
post.
the post and stuff. It's like you get a top fan. It's like it means I'm a meme lord, mom.
Yeah.
That's what that means.
Damn it, dude. Who's doing that, or who thought it would be fine to put that on top of somebody's name? Like, it's so weird to me. Like these little. It's like now it's like, oh, you're doing good, man. Like you're top fan. Like it makes. What kind of dopamine?
It's like top fan, top supporter, It's what is it called? Discussion starter.
What is this on?
Facebook. Facebook has this. Yeah, they have. There's tags. If you keep going on, you'll just get different tags, and depending on I'm not sure if the person gives it to you, you just earn them yourself or something's going on.
There's a lot of things like shit like that, like those badges, or I guess to relate to another thing is like when I don't know when it would happen, but when you text people and it says red or whatever. Like how that fucks with some people's like
psyche,
their psyche and shit. Yeah, like if somebody didn't read it or you get left on red or that type of shit.
I turned mine off, man, just for that reason. I got family that has iPhones.
You could turn that shit off.
Yeah, definitely.
I thought I saw that somewhere. I was like, what the fuck? Like, but that's only iPhones, maybe, right? Or
no, you can do it
what the fuck, dude? This is fucking with that type of shit. Fucks with people. Like that's so weird. I had no idea.
Yeah, I turned mine off because I hate when somebody texts me and I'm like, okay, I'll respond later, and then I don't respond later.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, because if it says like delivered, I don't know if I read it or not. Yeah. I fucking hate that.
No wonder my girls, any messages that I sent to her, none of it say read ever. So maybe she has her shit turned off. What the fuck?
You think it ever get on the camera like, hey?
Yeah. She don't watch this shit anyway. So.
Great.
Not this deep.
Hey, I got a question for you guys. It just recently happened to me and my family. My brother's having a baby, you know. He's just curious, man.
Congrats, cool.
Yeah, it's good for him, you know. Not me though. I'm gonna get. I'll pass for another couple years. But when you guys gonna have babies, you know?
What kind of question is this?
Yeah. I mean, we can talk about dicks and chests, but we can't talk about babies.
No.
Funny you brought that up. I was actually oh man, maybe I should have shared the information. But my girl just got her period, but she was like a couple days late, and I was kind of like, oh shit.
Were you already preparing to be a dad?
Yeah, I was like, fuck. I was kind of afraid, but I mean, I wouldn't mind. Like, I know I'm for the whole like choice, of course. I mean, it would be her choice at the end of the day, but I would just be like, yeah, sure. Whatever happens. Like, but I know she probably wouldn't want to.
I mean, we had the discussion before of like, should you have a license to have a baby and stuff like that, and
like China.
Yeah, something like that. But no, I'm not really like something I'm looking forward to. I'm just like, no.
I'm not like that's my. I'm not because a lot of people that's their biggest thing in life.
It's to go get a house and get a baby.
Yeah,
like together.
Well, we're talking about this. Like, there's like a lot of like millennials where they're just skipping having babies entirely. Like, they're not doing.
Have you seen Idiocracy?
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense.
And I think also there's a stat like that Japan won't have Japanese people in 100 years because of the way that their population is going. Like, they're getting more people from other countries living there than they are people being born there.
Shit.
Dang.
Yeah, I don't think I'm not. It's not a thing that like fascinates me or that I'm interested in.
And being Hispanics, I think the fastest growing population in the U.S. is Hispanic people right now.
Because they ain't got cable, dog.
Well, we got cable, but it gets cut off here.
It's all the beer, bro. It's all the beer. How much people are getting drunk and all the decisions you make when you're.
Have
drunk.
you seen 17th Street in downtown? There's alcohol everywhere, man. You're bound to have a baby one day or another after that.
You sit on a stool or you're pregnant.
Straight the fuck up.
Why not?
I also saw recently. There's like here in the valley. There's like a boom in like STDs and shit.
I mean, I've heard that every year. So yeah, I mean, I would assume it happens, but I've heard that since like high school that this year was a record year for STDs in the valley, and it's like
so we are we growing or we're staying the same? What's going on here?
I don't know.
I mean, we're the best.
Are we still counting the guys from last year? Like we already know they got them. Are we getting a new set of kids or like we're counting them all together?
I mean, like, it all has to do with education. Like if especially I think there's a study where like counties or states with religious like the best form of birth control is abstinence. Like they don't even have sex, so they don't even talk about like condoms or like pills or like anything like that.
Yeah.
Contraceptives. Yeah. So they have a higher chance of getting pregnant and having STDs because they don't talk about it. And they're just like, just don't do it. And that's all.
That's like the biggest. Like if you're a fucking Mexican child and your mom tells you don't fucking pull the curtains, you're gonna fucking pull the curtains. You know what I mean? Like
it's like you're encouraging the kid.
Yeah. It's like me when I'm drunk. Like y'all tell me, "Oh, dude, you're getting too fucking loud." I'll be loud as I fucking want. You know?
Yeah. It's like, hey man,
I'm the complete.
Like,
opposite.
hey man, you said we're gonna drink 7 only. Like, well, now I want to drink 8. You know what's going on now?
Yeah, 7.5, bro. Fucking oh
god, yeah. I can see. How do you feel about that? About like wanting to the whole.
I'd like kids, but I'm too selfish to even like consider wanting them.
Just think about it, like them grabbing your stuff.
See, that's what worries me.
What?
No, like you have like your game systems and stuff, and they're just gonna be walking around.
Well,
like
I thought about it, like, cause like, man, like, wouldn't it be nice to have like a kid so you can tell him like, go get me a water from the fridge?
Like
Yeah.
imagine
Go do this for me.
I do think about certain things that I can see myself enjoying. It's like it's a little me, half me.
Exactly.
You know?
It's a little you walking around. Like, would you mind a little
But
you?
does that come from a selfish standard? Like it's me. Like I'm creating myself again in some way. You know, like
Like, you're just bringing up to this world to like add more
and that's
pollution.
I have cousins who they not cousin. Oh, I mean a cousin who got married to this man who they both decided like they don't, because of that reason, like they didn't like the world, like how it is, and the chance of somebody not, I don't know, just the chances of like them not having a full life maybe. Who knows
Yeah,
what
of
can
course.
happen genetically. So that's kind of scary too to think about, you know, being in that position. And for the people who do, like the parents who do have children who are born with specific like disabilities and stuff, like that's pretty intense. It it rocks my heart. Like,
That's one thing that scares the shit out of me, dude. Like if I were to have a kid and God forbid or heaven forbid or whatever, and I know there's families out there with kids with Down syndrome and they're cool and all, but I don't think I could live like that. And it's very selfish on my part. But if I think about it, like when I'm gone, this person is basically a baby forever. Who's going to take care of my 52-year-old kid with Down syndrome, you know, once I pass on or whatever? And I don't want that. Like I could not do that. And I know all kids are blessings and stuff like that, and I know firsthand like that's true, but like that's something I could not deal with. I could not do, and that's just how I feel.
It's I think it's good to talk about it like in this way, because it's a very normal thought. I agree with you too, you know, but also the people who had these children, I don't think nobody planned on something like that happening. You kind of just take it with however you're dealt, the card is dealt for these people, right? But I do like when I see videos of like, I saw this video of a 53-year-old, like he's a man, right? But he has Down syndrome, and he was visiting back, or he was visiting somewhere, and he came back. He was coming down the escalators on the airport, and he came to hug his dad, and his dad is like 70
Dude,
something.
yeah, I saw that.
And he was just like so in love with this man, you know what I mean? Like this father. And I'm like, dude, this like it fucking hurt. Like I wanted to cry.
And
dude.
they're both like gray haired, like
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
And he was like, how you been? They're just talking to each other. Like, dude, that's so fucking pure. But like, what's gonna happen? I kind of thought of like, what would happen to him now?
That's what happened with my aunt. Like my uncle was, I forget what kind of disability he had, but he was basically like just in bed. Like he couldn't walk, he couldn't like talk or anything. Like they had to change his diaper, feed him. Like, you know, like he could really say like just words like that. And he passed away in his like 40s or 50s, I'm not sure. And my aunt, like, yes, she was sad, of course, like she lost her son, but a big part of her was relieved because like she had to think about like what happens when I'm gone, like, you know, like you said. Mm-hmm. And him passing away before her was kind of like a relief also, and of course, like, it's sad, but she felt good about it. Like she felt comfortable and like secure in what happened, like the way that he lived for so long. Because when he was first born, like they told him like he might not live past his teens or whatever.
That used to be like the study where it's like they're not gonna live until past 12.
Yeah.
You'd be lucky to see 20 or whatever. And I was like, fuck.
See, you can imagine when that time's coming up. You know, when the kid turns 11, it's like, crap, you know? Like, should I be excited? Should I not? You know, what's going on here? I mean, it's definitely a scary topic just thinking about it. You know, like, there's always that small chance of one chromosome lands over here instead, you know? It's like,
I do appreciate, though, seeing, like, I've read the stories of, like, people who, they're first-time parents, and then they have a child who has disability, and then they say, like, man, like, and maybe they pass away at a certain age, but they're like, man, it really opened up their eyes to, like, want to find or help spread awareness for specific disabilities and stuff, which is pretty interesting to me. I don't know. Really liked it.
I mean, all power to people who are having kids and stuff like that, but I just feel like you got to be prepared for that stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Because like, even, I don't want to say I'm established or whatever, but I'm financially secure.
You have your own house. You have like everything.
I have my own house. Yeah, I have assets. I have stuff like that. And it's just like, I don't think I could ever. There's never a real good time to have a kid. But the thing is, I would not want to be selfish like that, where I couldn't give them exactly what they wanted or they need. I want to give them the very best. I don't want to try to give my kid the very best. I want to give them the very best. And that's one thing that that's another thing that scares me too, because like I'm getting older and like. But I really don't. I don't know. I don't see myself or us having kids, because like, I mean, we've even thought like of adoption, but I'm too fucking selfish. Like I could not love somebody else. That's not.
I mean, I get where the point you're trying to come from, and like maybe it's a thing where like once it happens to you, like you change your mind where maybe you do adopt, you decide to adopt or like just foster to give it a chance, and then something can happen, and you end up falling in love with this person like as a kid, like but yeah, I think that's kind of a good point where a lot of people are like the whole abortion debate, and like yes, we're all 4 dudes here, but I still believe that women should be able to choose if they want to have a baby or not. And that's why abortion is so critical when parents, like, it happens, sometimes they have unprotected sex and, like, they get pregnant, but they don't have other resources, like, that somebody else has. So abortion is a good option. And then you say, like, well, what about adoption? Like, put your baby up for adoption. But there's so many kids already up for adoption, like, like, we don't need another one. And it's tough to say the kid is just a thing when it's barely a fetus, but it is, like, you have to see it that way to make yourself feel better, or maybe not, but
I always freaked out about it. Just thinking about it, it's like if I plan to have a baby, I probably back out. Just thinking about it, I panic a lot. So it's like, man, what if this happens? What if baby's born? All this stuff is going on so well. Then something happens to me. What happens to the kid? So that's why and then like you think about a bigger picture, like, oh, what about the world? Does the world want another baby in it? Like, what carbon footprint can we leave in just a small little us in a little house? Like we make another 2 more babies. Like boom, 2 more people. Then they make another 4 each. So it just populates. Crazy. So I think I probably panic. I probably have to YOLO and like, oh no, I'm having a kid. Oh my God, smiles.
It's so just to go back to like a funny little thing, but like I always thought it was so funny how in the valley, like in our like area, how girls and like couples getting pregnant and having a baby is like less of a commitment for them to get married. Like you could have a baby with like 3 different girls and be like, yeah, I have 3 kids. But as soon as somebody's like, "Hey, you want to get married?" You're like, "Well, I don't know about that." It's like, what?
That's insane. Yeah.
It's so dumb, dude.
It's actually pretty funny. I don't know why I was reading somewhere on Facebook where it's like, you either have a kid before 25, and if not after, you either become a really good stepdad or you're never gonna have kids. I was like, well, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that fork in the road. So tells you what happens
well,
at
that's
25.
the thing. Like, I feel like there's. With the advancement, I don't know, maybe maturity in people, and maybe through social technologies and stuff, like
memes,
children are becoming a little more mature faster, I think. And I feel like 25 is the new 19, 18. It's slowly becoming like that. Like, so when you hit 30, it's like, it's still you're barely, it's like you're hit 30, you're going to barely start going to college or something like.
See, but then I think about
like
Tide Pod challenges, and it's like, are we advancing at all?
Sure. It's like maybe it's a step forward, 2 steps back, or 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
It's always the same problem. Like every generation has, like, it's like, oh, the generation before me sucked, and the generation after me like is dumb. And
yeah, like imagine what the old people thought of our generations.
I mean, they still like blame us for like killing off all these things and not doing our share when like they had like good programs and whatever, like semantics, politics, whatever. But yeah, it's always like you always see the younger generation as like a little dumber, but there's studies that show like every generation gets just a little bit smarter than the previous one, like as a collective. Like all the dumb people rise to the surface, and that's what you see the most. But it doesn't mean it's like it's all included.
Yeah.
I think it's more of an upswing.
Yeah,
because like 1920, not 20s, 30s, but fucking like the fucking
Fagoos.
The whole thing with the fucking I can't think about it. Chernobyl thing. Like,
yeah.
These nuclear physicists like that, like geniuses who figured out this shit, physicists, and then like it was kind of bland. And then all of a sudden, like...
That was radiation happening around the world. From Chernobyl and stuff. Like, that was radiation. That's why there was a slope there.
Maybe it was, dude.
It went in the air. They didn't think it went that far.
Like, people got dumb, and then all of a sudden, like... And it always clicked with me. I fucking Men in Black, and sorry to bring it back to Area 51, but, like, technology...
come back to it.
Fucking technology increased hand over foot since Roswell. It was like, oh, there was alien... whatever, and then like all this stuff, like all this engineering, all such stuff, like there's been like leaps and bounds from having to go from the 1700s to 1800s, or from the 1900s to even the 1930s. Even from the 1930s to the 1960s, there was already like they sent somebody to the moon.
I mean,
with the power of a TI-83 calculator.
I mean, like I think it was like it's from the first airplane at Kitty Hawk to a fighter jet was less than 100 years.
Yeah,
like that much of that advancement just came within a short period of time. And
what was right in the middle?
Like
Roswell.
Just, I mean, also, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
but just imagine somebody born like 1910, like, you know, or whatever, and they experience
everything.
World War I, World War II, people landing on the moon,
Cold War,
the Cold War,
the Vietnam War.
Just like a bunch of things in your life, and like now all we have is fucking memes.
This is what they came up to. All this hard dedication.
I mean, also you got to take into. I mean, now we're at a state where we're sending unmanned vehicles into space, and we don't need to risk anybody's lives to send people out there. Like,
I probably still volunteer.
Why put somebody in the ship when you have the technology to see it from a camera?
But, well, just a couple of days ago, they had live streamed that whole satellite that's already in Saturn's pretty much the asteroid belt around it. Like, there was an actual satellite over there feeding live feed from over there, and it barely reached it after being over there for like 40 years. I think it was. It finally reached over there, and it's like a billion like light years away from us already. That's pretty crazy.
Well, I think what you're talking about is Voyager, maybe.
I'm not sure. I just saw a satellite in pictures.
There's a satellite that's already passed our solar system. Like I think it's Voyager. Like they sent it out in the 80s, I think, or 70s, and it's so far beyond our solar system. Like it's billions of miles away, and we're still getting faint little like signals back because it's so far away, and that's fucking crazy to me. Like
one thing I also want to talk about, like, of this discussion of ages and generations and stuff, and like I was listening to this guy Gary Vaynerchuk talk about, like, do a keynote talking about like, oh, people hate on millennials and all this shit. Like 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds always hate on millennials, saying that they're like they're not doing their share, and he's like, motherfucker, or like he'll be like, you fucking dick, you raised them, like you guys raised the fucking millennials. It's all your fucking ideas. These people are like the product of you guys. Like, what the fuck are you complaining about? It doesn't make no sense. Like,
yeah, I mean, I like to say that because like I just saw a feed of somebody put it where it's like it's interesting where like I guess like the way you said you want to give your kid the best, you know, it's like you gave them everything they wanted, so they didn't want anything after that, you know. So then when they have kids, they give them everything they want. Same thing. We don't strive to be better. We get everything handed to us at one point. So it's like why even try anymore, you know? Kids can just cry and like get a toy, you know. It's like fine.
Yeah, and I saw something where one of my friends on Twitter was complaining how kids are so entitled now, and she's a millennial, like she's 25, like she's not like she doesn't have kids or anything, but she was saying like yeah, when I was little, my mom used to leave me in the car, and she'd go into the store, and like I came out okay. It's like, yeah, just because you came out okay doesn't mean that little Billy in the fucking car is not gonna overheat just because like your mom left you and you turned out okay. Like, are you really gonna complain? Are you really calling people soft for leaving people in cars at 100 degrees? Like, you know?
See, I'd probably panic when people start passing away from microwaving soups. That's when I'd probably panic, like, oh shit, maybe there are something wrong with the new generations. Until this day, I'm still microwaving my soups, you know?
Oh, man.
Yeah, you got to take everything with a specific, like,
grain of salt,
yeah. Because it doesn't matter what generation I think you're from. Like, there's always going to be some fucking idiot. Like, you know, a class of just stupid fucking, common sense having people.
Let's make an event to storm Area 51. Why not? You know,
especially,
that one guy.
and especially with social media, like, you just get the worst of the worst, and that's what people focus on.
Or the best of the best.
Or the best of the worst.
There you go. I like that one.
Or something like that. I don't know.
All right, guys. Well, that wraps it up for this episode of the Laughing Dead podcast featuring
Special
Frankie. Or Special Frankie. You didn't change it on PS4.
No, I could not. I just, I wish for the technology, and so be it happen.
I mean, it happens on Xbox. You can do it on Xbox. I'm just saying.
Oh, no, you can do it on PlayStation. You could do it on PlayStation.
PS4 is sponsoring the Area 51 raid. All right, everybody. Woo! Thank you for watching the Laughing Dead podcast. Make sure to follow us on YouTube. Just subscribe to us on YouTube. It's youtube.com/laughingdeath. Check out the videos on YouTube. Make sure you share and like them. Please share them on social media. Follow us on Instagram at Laughing Death Podcast. And you can also listen to us on Spotify and on iTunes or Apple Music, wherever you listen to your podcast. Just search up the Laughing Death Podcast. Make sure to follow us, guys. And thank you for listening. My name is Alex.
I'm Dave.
I'm Fernie.
And Frankie.
And make sure to check out Frankie's Twitch. What was it again?
Special Frankie 21 at twitch.tv.
We'll put a link down in the description.
He's really good. Hopefully I won't be a part of his stream because I'll just weigh him down.
Actually, no, I wish you would because you make me look so much better.
It's true.
How many revives did you get? 7.
Thank you guys. Thanks for watching.
Peace.